another comment here from Press Taylor, and this is something we talked about this week, just needing to get the ball in Brian Thomas Jr.'s hands more. Here's what he had to say about that.
Yeah, certainly. And that's something Philly did a good job at certain times and third downs and some of it 2 minute in the game. And that's something Vic Fangio's done forever. Cloud's your best receiver. The guy that provides the explosive element. So there was no surprise to that. The end of the game, you saw a bracket over him late. There were a couple third downs early. There was a cloud to him. So as that happens, that doesn't mean we can't get the ball to him. There were opportunities there, even within the game, to give him some targets in there that we think, he's certainly an element that is very explosive for our offense, provides a lot of juice to us, so we need to get him opportunities to get touches.
Tom, do they focus on this enough?
No. I mean, and look, last week's game, watching it, a couple of times, there were plays. Trevor wasn't even looking over at Brian. A lot of plays, and he was going more towards Trammell and Ingram, which of course we love Ingram. I just look. That's the kind of guy. Look, I don't want to compare him to anybody, but he's the kind of receiver that when he is one-on-one, you throw it up to him. You know what I mean? Just give him a chance to make a play on the ball. I know Doug said he was ghosted a lot. He was doubled a few. It wasn't like all game long. I think you can. I said this weeks ago. You could build an offense around Brian Thomas Jr. Maybe not the entire thing, but at least your passing offense. He should be so involved in your offense as a go-to player, and he's not. He's not. He didn't get the ball till midway through the second quarter last week. Granted, they didn't have the ball a lot because their defense couldn't stop the other offense, but he barely went to him.
Press Taylor talked about, Vic Fangio doing this, taking away somebody's number one receiver. Played the Jets this year. Aaron Rodgers threw it to Garrett Wilson how many times in that game, would you say? Take a guess.
11. I don't know.
Take another guess. Anybody?
You said when they played the Vikings?
When the Jets played the Vikings, how many times?
17 something? It was pretty high.
Keep going.
24.
23.
Really?
23 targets, 13 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown.
Oh, he took them away.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
It's not bad.
And right, I mean, 13 is not
They
a
targeted
terrible
him
completion
24
percent.
times. It's 13. He had 100 yards and a touchdown. Well, they threw it to him 24 times.
But that's
they
the
weren't
point.
afraid to.
Who else did they have? They didn't have Devontae Adams. They had
Yeah.
Tyler Conklin was their second leading receiver. Lazard had 34 yards. Mike Williams had 25 yards. It was a one-man gang.
Right.
And they said, to hell with it. That's our best weapon. We're going to get him the football. To hell with your cloud coverage.
Yeah.
Right? Here was one follow-up from Press Taylor yesterday. So there's a fine line between getting Brian Thomas Jr. the ball and force-feeding it to him.
Yeah, I think so. And we've always kind of been where we'll put together certain concepts of pure progression, certain concepts or two-man routes where there's certainly a primary and then a check-down option. And so there's kind of the mix and match of the perfect routine of that. Now, we're fortunate we have a lot of good skill players. So if BT is drawing coverage to a certain area, maybe we'll run the ball, maybe we have the opportunity to get backside, but at the same time, he needs to impact the game for us.
I'm on Ross St. Brown very next week. Caught 8 of 8 for 112 yards and a touchdown against this Vikings team. That was the week after Garrett Wilson.
Listen, they literally, I think, have 5 pass plays that work, the Jags, and they go to the one a ton. The crosser with the deep guy. I mean, they go to that all the time. Even Trammell got a catch on that one because they're open. But it's amazing that it doesn't seem like they got all these, or don't go to all these plays. So how would you beat, let's just say, the ghost coverage? They're all over him. How do you beat that? How about rubbing and getting him underneath on shallow crosses? Guess how hard it is to double a shallow cross with a guy that runs like that? Put the ball in his hands. See what he can do. It's like, don't give me this ghost cloud crap. He's a guy that you got to get the ball in his hands, period. He should have at least 10 targets every single game. He's that talented. Why wouldn't you showcase that? And then you got the backs to counteract that, to balance that. Throw in Ingram. You got enough, but you got to center it around that kid. You're crazy not to.
And look, next week, I'm just going through these box scores. Next, Puka Nacua back fresh off injury. 7 of 9 targets for 106 yards.
I mean, take that.
Because that's
right.
They're number one.
Right.
Okay?
They're not afraid
those
to
9
go to
targets were more than Brian Thomas has had in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
He's had 8 in the last 2 games combined. So Got to get him the ball.
It doesn't make sense when you've seen what he can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're the coach and I want more of that. God, what are you talking about? What are you talking
If
about?
I'm
Look what he
Trevor,
does.
I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
the whole philosophy, it's like that's why you end up throwing it to Dearness Johnson. Well, whatever the defense dictates, that's where the ball's going to go.
Don't even get,
Why don't we dictate something to the defense here? Brian Thomas has shown an ability to get open in those red zone plays.
I mean, if you're going to throw it up to somebody, throw it up to him. And maybe Ingram. You know what I mean?
Right. One of the tall
Or
guys.
just pull the ball down and don't
We just
waste
saw
it down
Ingram
first.
out-jump half the world catching a touchdown against Green Bay.
Yeah.
You know,
Out-jumped them all.
between triple coverage.
Hey, Mia here, and thanks so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars. For even more coverage of the Big Cats, be sure to subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars.